Around this time, my own orthopedic oncologist would tell me every time I would see him, which was often, you just need to see pain management. Like, there's nothing else we could give you that's going to treat it as well as opioids. And I was like, no, but the epidemic, like, what if I get addicted? What if, I don't know, I don't want to do that. And he's like, trust me. Like, and he would tell me this like multiple times.
That's what the public sees. And that's what we probably internalize, is that if you take pain meds for too long, which is like, I think 10 days, you're going to be addicted to them. But there is, what I've learned, a massive, massive difference between chemically addicted to something and physically dependent on something. Hello and welcome back to another week of Calling in Sick. I'm your host, Alex Wildeson, and this week I have an icon of a guest for you guys. You might know her from her socials, at a disabled icon. She is fabulous. Yes, I'm talking about the Samantha Duran. If you don't know her, let me give you a little bit of her TLDR. She's a disabled content creator, an adaptive fashion designer, and an advocate redefining what life and style look like with accessibility. Samantha was born with something called Maffucci syndrome. I hadn't heard about it until I met her, and it is one of the most painful sounding diseases possibly imaginable. And she grew up finding ways to live life to its fullest despite that illness and the other complex chronic illnesses that would come into play as she got older. She has lived in severe chronic pain literally since birth, but had her first moment of relief this last year. And in this week's episode, she shares what finally moved the needle. We also get into the isms of chronic pain and invisible disabilities, like the stigma around seeking pain relief, or the judgment that comes with needing accessibility with an invisible disability. It's a really raw and honest conversation. We were laughing, we were crying, and I think you'll be nodding your head in agreement in a lot of the things that we talked about. I can't wait for you guys to meet her in this week's episode. And if you love her, which I know you will, make sure you give her a follow on socials at a disabled icon and check out her merch, Thanks Icon. It's sick. Pun intended. But before we dive in, quick housekeeping. If you have not followed or subscribed, please make sure that you do and leave a rating or a comment or both. This helps push our podcast out to reach the ears of people who need it most. So if you like the show, share it with a friend, share it with your mom, share it with a coworker. And if you're a true Stan fan, we've got merch and it's still available. Make sure you use the discount code ZOFRAN to get a little surprise discount at checkout. Link in the description below. Also, as a reminder, we are launching a new segment in the new year called Ask Alex. If you want your question answered, it can be about anything. Your life, your experiences, your chronic illness, or just a general life or chronic illness question. Make sure you subscribe to our Substack. It's about $34 a year, and that helps cover the expenses of running this podcast. If you are a paid subscriber, you get access to lots of free goodies, downloadable guides, my diary entries, and I'll give you a shout out if you want it. We're really, really excited about this new segment. I think it's a way to bring you guys into the fold a little bit more, which we will be doing a lot more of in 2026. And as a trade for your time, Alex's picks. This week I looked in the mirror and I realized, oh my God, my hair has grown so much. About 3 years ago, I had a boy cut. I lost a ton of hair because of Cytoxan, which is a chemotherapy. And now we're sitting with super long hair. And I am so proud of it. But that didn't just come to be. That took a lot of trial and error on a bunch of products. But the shout out products that got me through were DIVI, Hairstory, K18, and Jupiter. Those are and forever will be in my shower. For DIVI, I've got a discount code for you guys. It's Alexandra15. My go-to products there are their hair serum, which helps activate and stimulate hair growth, and also their air dry cream, so you don't have to put any kind of heat and damage your hair. For Hairstory, I use their new wash shampoo conditioner. It's amazing. But on Sundays during my everything shower, I turn to Jupiter for their charcoal scalp scrub. It is the best and divine. It smells like peppermint goodness. And you can use code Alexandra20 for 20% off at checkout. And my last shout out hair product is K18, their leave-in conditioner, which you can only use after the Jupiter product and not on your new wash conditioner days. And without further ado, let's dive into the best part of this week's episode, Samantha. Hello and welcome back to another week of Calling in Sick. I'm your host, Alex Wildeson, and this week I have one of my favorite people of the online world that I got to meet and connect with over the last year, and she's just an icon. In fact, her Instagram handle is a disabled icon. What's up, Samantha?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. How are you, my dear?
I'm good.
Good with an apostrophe, asterisk.
Asterisk, indeed. Yeah.
Yes. This girl texted me and said, "Hey, can we push a little bit? I'm having a pain spike." And I said, "Sure." And here she is an hour later, still in pain, but doing it live anyway because that's what we do in this life.
Truly, truly. It'd be like that.
It really does. And speaking of, that's actually what we're going to dive into in this week's episode. Samantha has had quite an extensive, entangled relationship with pain, and recently has actually had some like big strides and moves on it. So we're going to talk chronic pain. We're going to talk stigma of the public, pain meds, whole nine yards. You get all the tea. But before we dive into that, I want you guys to get to know Samantha because she's pretty fucking amazing. So, will you just tell us a little bit about your fabulous self, please?
So I am very medically complex.
Woo!
The funnest thing in the world to do with. And I have, unfortunately, a host of diagnoses, mainly genetic, but I was born with tumors all over my body, both bone and vascular tumors. And my risk for developing like all types of cancers is extremely high. I've gone through dozens of surgeries, orthopedic and otherwise, since childhood, including leg lengthening and tumor excisions. I recently had a hysterectomy and a intrathecal pain pump implanted. Yes. And what else?
And you're like amazing creator and fashion icon and makeup extraordinaire.
Thank you, thank you. Today I'm a little minimalist, but I
Your
appreciate
minimalist is my maximalist, so I'm here for it.
it. Thank you, thank you.
How did
Um,
we meet each other?
I think we
I,
just followed each other.
I think so too, and I'm pretty sure I slid into your DMs and propositioned you to be one of my friends.
The rest was history.
Herstory, baby. But you do something in the like chronic illness creating space that has always made me so proud and so inspired, and that you show the whole picture. You don't just show the bad days, you don't just show the good days. You show the days in between and the average days and blend that into your advocacy work as well. And I think that that is so important because that's what's been missing in our space for a really long time. And you just do that so authentically and bring who you are to the table, all the different parts of you, all the different aspects of your life, and say, this is life with chronic illness. And you do it in a way that obviously connects with people. You have hundreds of thousands of followers. And so people just flock to you, I think, for that authenticity, and you give them permission to be themselves.
Thank you. Yeah, I do find it important to share the spectrum of living with a dynamic disability because unfortunately throughout my life, um, living with like several degrees of disability and like disablement, like it, like people like to think of disability in like black and white, and they
Totally.
like to put us into these little boxes that just aren't true.
Simply not true.
Yeah, so when I started making content a couple years ago, I was like, I wanted to dispel these myths um, and the stigma surrounding like disability and chronic pain and what it's really like, because it's not fair to me or to the other millions of people, billion, I'm pretty sure,
Mm-hmm.
worldwide, of disabled people.
It isn't fair. And you and I both grew up sick, and we didn't have people to look up to when we were little that showed you can be in a wheelchair one day and not in a wheelchair the next day. You can be absolutely bedridden at the worst, like, mercy of the dear Lord Jesus Christ praying for relief, and 5 hours later be out to dinner. I
Truly.
didn't know that that was an experience that was okay. And so I always felt like growing up that I had to fit into these boxes. And if I went to school in a wheelchair one day, then it would be very confusing for everyone else if I didn't the next day. And I remember that really not sitting well and giving me cognitive dissonance growing up. And I'm curious if you had similar kind of experiences or cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, so I mean, went through something similar throughout childhood. It was a little different for me because like I grew up with getting these external fixators for leg lengthening, and when I had those, I had to be homeschooled.
I didn't realize that
So
you're homeschooled.
yeah, I was in and out of like homebound schooling. Like a teacher would come to my house for an hour every week.
1 hour?
Yeah, and I think this is why I excelled in college, because they would only focus on the math, like my first subject.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like they would then give me like packets of homework for each subject, and I would have to teach myself everything else except for math.
I relate to that, even though I didn't only have 1 hour of school a week. I taught myself all the time because I stayed home all the time. I probably would have benefited from doing homeschooling, TBH. I had an abysmal attendance record.
Yeah.
I think I like almost didn't graduate 3rd grade because of it.
Oh my God, that happened to me in high school.
Oopsies!
Yeah. So, basically, yeah, so because of that, like, when I did go to public school, like, I wasn't as visibly disabled using a wheelchair, etc., or like having those leg braces on my legs as when I would. But I still visibly had a limp, and I would get bullied a lot for that.
Yeah, ditto.
But then
it was shitty.
Yeah. But then when I got to college, that's when they realized that I have Maffucci syndrome and that I need a lot more medical intervention than what they previously thought. And so I was getting surgeries back to back. And that's when they told me, like, you really have to like start using a wheelchair for like longer distances because of your pathological fractures and stuff. Which, mind you, I was getting pathological fractures before that, but like I don't know why they didn't just tell me to use a wheelchair when I was younger.
I also feel like there was such like a heaviness of using a wheelchair versus like using a cane or crutches. Like I always would opt for crutches, and like I remember one year getting a Christmas tree at a Christmas tree farm, crutching my way through, and my parents were like, "What? Why are you doing this? It doesn't have to be this hard." But for me, it was like an identity thing, I think.
Yeah.
And going to use the chair was harder. Whereas now I'm like, I don't get those fucking crutches away from me. I want to sit.
Crutches are so hard to use, especially like the
yeah. But like, was I jacked? Probably.
Truly.
Probably not, actually. I was like itty bitty.
That's funny.
Okay, so you started using a wheelchair, and then how did that impact like identity and like how you felt about chronic illness?
So that's when I realized, because like even when I was younger and I was ambulatory, it was like, mainly when I had these external fixator braces on my legs. So like there was very visibly a quote unquote problem with me that people could be like, yeah, she definitely needs that, right?
Yes.
Like people see casts on people's legs and they're like, yeah, they need a wheelchair.
Yes.
Yeah, they need these mobility aids. But the moment you don't visibly have something. Or like an injury, a visible injury or condition, like people are like, it's like something short circuits in them. So
it does. And in ourselves.
Yeah. So when I got to college, that's when it clicked that like people don't know that ambulatory wheelchair users exist, because like
no,
I would show up to class one day like walking without a mobility aid. Mind you, I would get to class and want to like
collapse and die.
Yeah. And then the next day I'd be like, okay, I can't do that again, so let's go in my wheelchair. And like people would just give me these like demonic looks, like I had like,
you're a demon if you sit in a wheelchair and stand up and go to the bathroom.
Right.
That's what they think.
Don't you know I'm a witch?
Yeah, you need an exorcism, bitch.
Truly. So that's when it started like clicking that people don't know ambulatory wheelchair or mobility aid use is absolutely valid and normal. And that's when I was like, around this time is when I was like, okay, maybe I should create a page and like start spreading awareness, because like, how is this not common knowledge?
It's shocking that it's not common knowledge, but it isn't, and it wasn't then. Did you have any like, was there a single moment where you're like, that's it? That like, I'm going to go do this, creating advocacy work, no more of this bullshit?
Well, I don't know. I mean, throughout my life, I've faced like inaccessibility and,
Yeah.
varying degrees of ableism and stuff. But when I was in college, especially like having to use a wheelchair on campus a good portion of the time, like the inaccessibility
It's abysmal.
was abysmal. And
Yeah.
like that's when I really started like taking my health more like seriously and like really like protecting my health with like a wheelchair
Yeah.
by using a wheelchair. So I started realizing, I mean, obviously I always like knew about inaccessibility and could spot it, but it's different when you're like in the moment
Agreed.
using a like varying types of mobility aids that make certain things more inaccessible that you might not otherwise notice like that easily. Or like I started having a lot of like back-to-back hand surgeries in college. And sorry, I'm out of breath.
Girl, I get out of breath from podcasting all the time. It's just part of the show.
It's a workout, ladies.
We yap and we use inhalers.
Yes. So basically, so like I would have my dominant hand operated on a lot. And then, for example, like I would get operated on during like the few like 1 or 2 week window of like breaks. So then I would go back to school and I would still be in stitches, literally.
You're like, I didn't get a vacation. I'm in pain. And now I'm going back to school.
Literally, because I was like, I need to maintain this straight A student.
Duh. We had to prove to everybody that you can be disabled and smart and hot, but also a dumb bitch.
Quite literally. The disabled kid to like to academic overachiever pipeline is real.
So real. So real. It's like actually needs to be studied.
Objectively. So then I would go to class with like this like
Splint thing.
Yeah. Like freshly operated on. And then I would go to the bathroom and the like toilet paper roll thing was like on the complete opposite side. Or like it was on the same side as my operated arm. And then how the freak was I supposed to rip it off without like
You can't.
any of the little ripper thingies?
You literally can't. And also trying to get into a bathroom stall in and of itself.
Also
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible experience.
Truly. Yeah. So those are just some experiences. And yeah, oh my God. I went to the University of Miami.
Uh-huh.
And let's just say it's extremely expensive. It's as, if not more expensive than Harvard. I went on a full ride because of my grades. So like, I was one of the
queen
students who had a full ride scholarship. The rest were like low-key Nepo babies. And they were like really entitled. Like I would go to class. So UM was accessible in some ways. Like they had like a reserved table for me in every single class so that my wheelchair could fit in it.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah, right? But then a lot of times I would get to class and there would be someone
That's so rude.
in that seat.
You just spit on them?
Sometimes, I wanted to.
Just quick throat punch.
Right.
How do you handle that in the moment?
I think I was like nice at first, like handful of times. But eventually I was like, whoa, like you see this big ass fucking disabled sign on it. I'm the only visibly disabled person in this entire fucking class.
Yep. Maybe move.
So, and mind you, this was like an auditorium classroom. So it's like, I can't just fucking roll down and like sit in a seat that already has a seat attached to it.
No. I wish shame was like more publicly expressed. I think people need to feel shame more. If you are an able-bodied person walking into that auditorium, taking that seat reserved for someone that has a disability and think, yeah, I should sit here, and then you see them and don't move, you should be publicly shamed.
Truly.
Game of Thrones had something going on, and I think we should Just bring it to the top.
Truly. We need to bring back like shame.
Shame.
Yes.
Go a long way
Hmm.
in so many different directions, but that's for another day.
Truly. Truly. Well, yeah, and then eventually I had to like go up to the professor, walk down this like steep auditorium thing because I couldn't roll down there. How the fuck would I get back up? So I have to walk down there, tell the professor, and then every class, this professor had to like say, please don't sit there. It's reserved for the one student who's disabled. Please and thank you.
Which, like, I know you and I could handle that, being
Hmm.
like kind of low key called out like that.
Hmm.
Very many people
Hmm.
are not comfortable with like public focus on
Hmm.
their disability.
Right.
So we love a professor that's protective, but also like for anybody listening that's like, that would mortify me. I hear you. That also probably would have mortified me at different ages in my life. But we
Yeah.
love a guy that's protective.
No, 100%. And like, I feel like it also just like the fact that it even has to be said also like opens you up to like bullying and like
Totally.
different
Totally.
things.
I've shared it on the pod before, but I had a teacher, like my biggest memory of being bullied for being disabled was a teacher.
Mm.
I know, and like those are the people that are supposed to protect you and have your back and whatnot. And it was actually about being an ambulatory wheelchair user. And I was in a flare up. I hadn't wrapped my ankle that day or my knee. Usually I like wrapped it. And I don't know if I was wrapping the joints to help with the pain or if I was wrapping them because I didn't want people to question me using accessibility tools
Hmm.
or devices. And I just remember being like, this world is not built for me. Like this is not the same. And it went from me writing like in first grade little stories that included a girl in a wheelchair to me being like, I don't have a chronic illness. I'm fine. I'm okay. And I don't think I got through that until I was after college, like in a full on adult.
Yeah, that's horrible. And I totally hear you.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you grow up disabled, like you go through a period of like trying to assimilate and like
Yeah.
hide your disability or chronic illness.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah, because so part of the reason why I also didn't use mobility aids, other than like my surgeries and stuff, which was frequent, right? But
Mm-hmm.
probably should have been using it outside of that too, is because like my mom, I guess, was like understandably mortified of me getting bullied and being like found out
Yes.
for
Yeah.
being
Ditto.
disabled.
Yeah.
Even though it was fucking obvious, like I had a limb difference. Like my right leg was significantly shorter. I had a limp. You know, like clearly there was something going on. But like in a sense, like in a way, it was like a type of like disability hierarchy. Because like
Totally agree with that.
think about like veterans. There's some veterans who, like, for example, might be an amputee or have some kind
Yeah.
of injury, but like push through it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that have like injuries, I've noticed, no shade,
No
and I
shade.
really get it because there's like, you know, there's so much ableism in society. I've noticed a lot of people tend to like latch onto this like, oh, I'm not like these other disabled people. I could push through.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
can I can walk even though I need a wheelchair and I'm in hella pain and whatever. I still do it.
I'm gonna do it, and so everyone else should.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I think my mom was trying to protect me in a sense from that like even more like from even more of an ostracization
Yes,
of
that makes sense.
using mobility aids.
I mean, also in like early 2000s,
Yeah.
being public about anything that was not like mainstream white culture was putting you on the outskirts.
Truly.
And so my mom did the same. She was super protective of like, I think like if you're, going to use this, like you should just use it all week. Kids aren't going to understand. Or, you know, you're in a flare up right now, so let's just stay home all week. Kids aren't going to understand that you can get better in one day. And I love that she did that because it's what I needed at that time.
True.
I'm really glad the world's changed and that I no longer give a fuck if people believe me or not. I'm like, that's not my problem. That's literally your own problem to deal with, that you don't believe people. That's sick and psycho. But it was really hard back then. And I don't know how I would have done it differently.
True. That is so
Would you have done it differently?
I don't know.
It's such an esoteric question of...
Truly.
We can't even go back and change it, so it doesn't actually matter. But here we are now, using ambulatory aids as needed, and also having flare-ups that make us more or less disabled or more or less in pain at the drop of a pin. So maybe we dive in. Truly. As today is a perfect example.
Truly, yeah. Something as, like, seemingly minuscule as, like, not sleeping well. Or
ruins you.
Right. Or, like, drinking something sugary, or, like, I don't know.
Disaster.
Right.
Yeah, it catches up to you real quick. And once you start to, like, accept is a weird word to use there, but I think it's accept or acknowledge that that's how your body responds to things. It does get slightly easier, but yeah, when you're trying to assimilate and fit into normal culture and you're just going to eat the sugar and be okay with not sleeping, you kind of get a little bit fucked.
True. Especially in, like, a hustle culture. Love.
Olipop, sponsor me someday, please. I love your drinks. Yes, especially in hustle culture. That was something I felt so hard my entire life. And I think you being, like, 4.0 full ride student too, like, you take that as a responsibility almost to be to show people that you can be disabled and smart. You can be disabled and beautiful. You can be disabled and whatever adage you want to pin at the end there. And yes, it's not our responsibility. People should just fucking know that, because what? But we've taken that in stride, and we've turned our lives and careers literally into talking about that.
Quite literally. I couldn't agree more.
So should we dive into chronic pain? Reality of living with it?
I think so.
Let's do it, Queen. Describe your describe your normal day to me, and then describe your worst day to me.
Okay, it's funny you mentioned that, because this year, because I have lived with chronic pain since birth, and my pain is a really severe form of pain called intractable pain, where it's so severe it doesn't respond. You're like, yeah, I know.
Very nice.
Yeah. Where it doesn't respond to, like, normal modalities for pain management.
Yeah.
And it, like, starts affecting, like, your vitals, your glucose. It makes you pre-diabetic. It could affect your adrenal glands, your other hormones, etc. And, like, it leads to early death if it's not controlled adequately.
Just casual.
Yeah. So since childhood, I have been on and off of literally almost every single pain treatment out there with little to no relief.
Isn't that so fun?
So fun! Oh my god! Yay me!
We love it. Speaking of pain relief, my dog is currently on pain medication because he got 12 teeth pulled.
Oh my god, poor baby. Wait, can I mention something?
Yeah.
So I had a dog who passed away last year. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. baby.
But, like, she was old AF. Like, she was like 20.
What the fuck?
I know.
What kind of dog was this?
A mortal ass. She was a mutt.
They live forever.
Truly, truly.
If you're just, like, a little bit different, you live forever. I'm convinced.
Truly, truly. And what's funny is, like, at one point, Cookie was on the same pain meds as me. I was like, ah! She was on
Stop.
Yeah.
My childhood dog, I gave her a human name, Emma. Emma and I both had arthritis. And we both took Enbrel injections.
Yes. Like human, like owner / pet mom.
Yeah.
Like
baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so intractable pain. I'm so glad that we both have experienced us and our dogs having pain.
Truly. Truly.
It's a bizarre thing to relate to, but I'm really glad that somebody else had it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So like what I was saying was um my
Nothing was
normal's like
working.
yeah, my normal's like it's hard to quantify right now because this year I've after living with severe intractable pain for 27 years, like it's finally being controlled to some degree because I got an intrathecal pain pump implanted.
That like actually makes me want to cry. Like I am trying to hold back tears right now. When you told me about how good it's been helping you, I'm just so happy for you. You deserve that. And the fact that you hadn't had relief all this time is just like fucked.
Truly, truly. Thank you. Um, yeah, the intrathecal pain pump like really like helped me get some fucking normalcy back into my life.
What
Um,
was that like your first day of relief? Where you're like, what? What?
well, yeah. I mean, okay, so for example, like things like sitting down, most people would be like, yeah, like this is comfortable. Like I could sit anywhere, totally fine. But like for me, as someone who has tumors all over her body, and these tumors are so big, they like compress the surrounding structures. So like I have like nerve injuries, I have like
Yeah.
tendonitis and bursitis that have not gone away for years because of this. Like, just like
Yeah.
a plus like joint instability and arthritis and like all these things. Like just sitting
It's
was
painful.
hell. Anything was hell. But
Yeah.
like sitting, like I think most people would be like, oh yeah, I'm comfortable right now. But like at any given moment, I was like in pain because of a variety of reasons. Because it's not like I only have like one thing that's causing pain and one thing
Right.
like it was everywhere. So like sitting, I'm here sitting on my like glute tendonitis and bursitis. I'm sitting on my like sciatica. I'm sitting on my tumors that are pressing against these nerves and like
Yes.
these surrounding structures and stuff. So like something that people take so for granted, sitting,
Sitting.
standing, walking, lying down, like it was always painful. And yes, lying down and sitting was better than standing, but even
But
sitting,
still bad.
it was still bad. So
Did
when I
you have any like positions that were better than
yeah, so like lying down on my side with like a pillow in
Girl,
between.
that's my go-to as well. It's like the only relief position.
Real see real, real see real.
Whoa.
So when I got my intrathecal pain pump, like that was one of the first like tangible differences. And like I still have some degree of like glute, hamstring, etc. pain.
Yeah.
But like now there are moments where I could sit and I'm just sitting. Like there's not like this like background like noise of pain, like
Yeah.
severe pain from sitting. So that was one of the first like tangible like differences I made. That what like it seems so small and like insignificant, but like
It's not.
yeah, like I could be more present in conversations just sitting.
A
you know?
100%. I mean,
Mhm.
I've always tried to like think of how do we parallel it to something that like a healthy person might experience.
Mhm.
And the best I can do is when you have a fucking cold and it's
Mhm.
dripping. It's like the worst day of the cold down your throat, like, and you just can't focus on what anyone's saying because you're like, there's liquid coming out of my face in every orifice. And then it lifts.
Truly.
And you're like, wow, I will never take breathing for granted again.
Truly, like that first day of like not having a sore throat. You're like, oh my
Yeah.
fucking God, I'm never taking this for granted again.
But times 1 fucking million.
Quite truly. Quite
Mm-hmm.
yeah, literally.
How did you find out about the intrathecal pain pump?
Oh my God. Okay. So what's funny is my internet friend Claire, living with Clarity, she has one. And she messaged me being like, hey, so like I know you're on some of the really strong stuff and it's not really helping.
Yep.
I have this implant. I went through that too. And I was also bedbound basically, like the
Yeah.
majority of the day. I got this implant and it changed my motherfucking life. And I was able to go to school and like finish my degree or, she was able to like
Holy
go
shit.
back to like
Life.
some level of normalcy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my fucking God. And so I was gonna bring it up to my pain doctor. But before I even had the chance to, like, I don't know if he like, it was almost like he was in sync with me.
I mean, that's kismet as fuck.
Yeah, because before I had the chance to like bring it up to him, like he brought it up to me. Like it was so weird.
I was
Um,
meant to be. You were literally meant to get this.
quite truly. So then he explained what it was, and I was there like pretending like I didn't know.
Wow, that sounds magical.
Good. Yeah. So then, so he explained the process of like all these like different like million steps I have to go through to get it.
Yeah, it's like a DRG to some extent where you have to like do a trial of it first before it's actually implanted, right?
So first, yes, but you first have to go through psych clearance.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, same. I had to go through site clearance for the DRG. I forgot about
Wait,
that.
what is DRG?
It's a neurostimulator.
Oh,
It's the baby ass version of a pain pump because there's no pain medication. It just controls your
oh,
nerves.
like spinal.
Neurostim. Yeah, spinal cord. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah. So they make you go through this site clearance, and I was there sweating ass because I'm like, girl, I have PTSD. Are you about to say I can't get it because I have PTSD? Like, I don't know.
And I'm also unfucking well.
Yeah, like of course my pain is gonna impact my mental health. Like, what do you mean you're about to deny this? But they didn't deny it. I was like, damn, okay, per. So then they approved me. Why is my hair?
I need you to teach me how to do bangs, BTW. I have them and I don't know how to style them.
I literally let them air dry because if I try to like blow dry them, they're gonna be like,
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
yeah. You have to like, so like I'll like make them like twirl inwards while they're drying.
They're cute as shit. They literally, like, you look like a drawing.
Stop.
Girl.
Okay, so
Psych eval. You passed with flying colors.
of course, but I was scared they weren't. But anyway, and then I had to see this pain pump doctor, and then I had to do the trial, and then they had to like go through insurance, and then they had to approve it, and then I got it implanted, and then they can't just start you on like the dose they put in the trial, because in the trial they basically overdose you on purpose. So to prove that it works, I know.
Oh,
Yeah, to prove that it works, because if they put you on a small dose, like
you're not gonna, yeah.
right. So yeah, so then after you have it implanted, you go through this long ass process of getting to a therapeutic dose, and they don't
Got
want to do it too quickly because there's obviously risks that come with titrating quickly.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
unalive.
yeah, yeah. Simple things.
Cash.
Yeah.
Okay, so then once you got it implanted, what was the recovery like? Fucking terrible because the DRG ones were fucking terrible.
So they warned me that because I have a connective tissue disorder,
Yep.
that I would very likely have a CSF leak. That was my biggest fucking fear. And
you
it
got
fucking
one.
happened. It fucking, no, when I tell you, like, the only thing keeping me alive was the fact that my insurance paid for this, and like I didn't want to ruin it for other chronic pain patients. If I did something to end my misery. Yeah. It was horrible. Like, objectively, it was horrible. My boyfriend was like, this is like the worst I've ever seen you. Like, I've never seen you cry this hard.
Dude.
Yeah.
Spinal shit is not, it's not it.
Dude. And then they didn't even give me like any pain meds for the recovery because they just put this pump in.
But they were starting slow.
Yeah. So I was there dealing with like surgical pain plus a CSF leak, which is like notoriously demonic. And
what the fuck did you do?
Suffer. I was horizontal on my poor brother. So luckily my brother's also disabled, so he doesn't work. So he was my caregiver that entire time. And like,
love that.
Yeah. And like, I feel so bad because like I had to be completely horizontal that entire time.
Well, yeah, with a CSF leak, you can't go
Yeah.
upright.
Well, some people go to the bathroom and like cook for themselves and stuff during. I'm like, oh my god, that must be hell. Yeah, but with like the connective tissue thing, like if I do that, like it might reopen the leak. So I had to be
Yeah.
completely horizontal. Because anytime I tried going to the bathroom, it was like I was just gonna die right there. Like it was so
Yeah.
bad.
It's
So,
horrendous.
yeah. So at one oh yeah, so early on I was going to the bathroom and I think that made it worse. And then
Probably.
yeah, so then I was like, oh my god, no, I should not be getting up until this heals. So for like I think close to 2 weeks, I was completely horizontal.
I think it was 2 weeks
Pissing.
too. I
Yeah, like
remember seeing your stories and being like, somebody sent her something.
yeah. And they didn't want to do a patch for the CSF leak because they were afraid that it would puncture the catheter for the pain pump. And then I would have to get it replaced. Yeah,
Why
so
couldn't
bad.
they give you just like a little bit of pain medication?
Good question.
Ugh, the world
Yeah.
we live in.
Yeah. So I was like completely horizontal, couldn't go up to go to the bathroom or do anything. And my poor brother like had to like put a bedpan under me and like clean me. Oh, so bad, so embarrassing. But it definitely
No,
like
it's not. It's really sweet of him.
yeah, it's definitely very sweet of him to say the least. um, and after like the leak patched on its own, thank fucking God. Oh, let me tell you how I patched it
Tell me.
on my own. So one, I had to be completely horizontal for like 2 weeks.
DIY self-patch.
Yes, my neurologist like told me how to do it. It was so crazy. I had to wear like an abdominal
Binder?
binder,
Yes.
super tight. Then I had to take like 600 milligrams of caffeine pills every fucking day. Dude, my dysautonomia was going sicko. But that was not my
Ugh.
priority. Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
This
Then,
is the problem with chronic illness. Like you have one thing and you're like, I'll fix this
mhm,
symptom. And then that causes something else to be unhappy. And then you try to, it's this constant game of passing the
yep,
fucking baton in your body of like, will I ever have everything happy at once?
quite truly. A girl couldn't hope and
A
dream.
girl can hope. We're just a girl.
We're just girls.
Just girls dealing with fucking terrible pain.
Yeah.
So you self-patched, which is fucking insane, also badass.
Yeah. And yeah, I had to drink like over 100 like ounces of water and like electrolytes every single day and like it was a whole like routine that I had to do. But eventually it's self-patched.
Thank God.
Thank God, truly. I was so scared it was gonna be permanent. I was like, wow, yeah.
I just
But
disabled myself forever, ever.
because I've heard of it happening to people. Yeah.
Isn't that terrible? Like you put your health in your hands to like try to have relief. And they're medically speaking, these are like elective surgeries whenever you're
Mhm.
trying to get pain relief, which is insane to me. Like
Yeah.
that's not elective. Would you elect to be in pain every day? No.
Really.
But when they go south, the amount of like guilt that you carry of like, I did this to me, but not just me, but everyone around me that's taking care of me. When I had my botched spinal surgery, that I felt that so heavily of like, why did I say yes to this
Hmm.
and not just get like a revision and get it deeper in the pocket or something? Because it was like poking out of my back. It was not, it was so painful.
Oh my God.
And I was on chemo, so they were like, this is dangerous.
Damn, dude.
But that guilt is really real. And then you have to deal with that while you're laying in bed doing actually nothing else. And so you're just alone with your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
How did
No,
you get through it?
well, I got through it by creating like playlists and
We're going to have to link those in the description.
yeah, it's called like April 2025.
What a creative name.
Right. And basically like it's a playlist about my journey with my intractable
Cool.
pain and the journey to getting my pain pump and like the these having the CSF leak and whatever and the afterwards. Yeah. Can I oh my God, wait, I don't know. I don't want you to get like muted or something. But
Just send it to me. I
yeah,
cannot wait to listen to it after this.
I think you're
That's
gonna
sick.
like it. Yeah.
Okay, the also the other pipeline that is suffering to creative outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fucking cool.
Thank you.
Hmm.
How did you cope?
Not fucking well. I got really depressed.
Mm. Yeah.
Really depressed. Like the worst depression I've ever had in my life, actually. And really bad anxiety. And I was just in pain for a long time. And then I started creating and posting online. And I was like, oh, I have something
Really?
else I can do with my life. Yeah.
Uh,
It was
when I
like the worst thing of my that's ever happened to me gave me one of like the greatest gifts.
stop, I'm literally about to cry.
I know, it's so sweet.
It is. When I started posting, I was really depressed too. Like low key,
Yes.
I feel like my audience saved me.
Dude, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Hmm.
It's I think the chronic illness like online community is actually one of the most sincere places that you can find on the internet. It doesn't matter what your religious, political, socioeconomic, whatever could possibly divide us in this world.
Hmm.
Chronic pain, chronic illness, the experiences that we have just really bond people together in a way that I don't think many other things do or can,
True. So true.
which is pretty sick. Especially like dealing with all of the stigmas that surround living with these things and coping with them daily. I remember the very first time I ever, putting it in quotes, submitted to going to a pain management doctor and starting pain medication.
Oh my gosh.
My whole life I'd been like, if my PCP can't write it, I don't need it. Dealing with degenerative vasculitis
Hmm.
in extraordinary amounts of pain, and then developing CRPS, thinking I could just like
Oh my god.
muscle through those ones,
Yeah.
and finally going, taking medication, being like, whoa, this isn't like getting me high, making me like, woo. This is making me be able to live a normal life,
Hmm.
read a text message without going cross-eyed because I'm in so much pain. It was a phenomenal eye-opening, and awakening experience of how much I had internalized that stigma around chronic pain and around searching for relief for chronic pain.
So true. And like, do you wish you did it sooner?
Yeah, for sure. I just like suffered unnecessarily for a lot of years, and I think I was kind of grumpy for a while and kind of bitchy and mean because I was in so much pain.
Same,
Like I
same.
could have been a much nicer person way faster.
Yeah, like not gonna lie, I don't even like take like mood stabilizers or antidepressants anymore because my pain is controlled now.
That's a real thing. You're not the first person I've heard about that.
Yeah.
It's interesting what pain does to your psyche, and it's interesting how much living in the world that we live in does to our approach to getting relief or feeling like we deserve or have done enough to get relief. It's really shitty.
I'm sorry you went through that. I, like low key went through the same thing.
I think it's a really shared, like, universal experience. There's a lot of shame, I think, publicly about taking pain medication. Part of that is probably because of the opioid crisis, and part of that is because there's such a association with like deadbeats and narcotics,
Hmm.
where the fact of the matter is there are, I think, like 1 out of every 7 people in the entire world deals with a chronic illness. The stats around chronic pain aren't that dissimilar. A lot of people are in pain and deserve relief, but are too scared to actually get relief because they're afraid of people judging them or judging themselves.
Yeah. No, for sure. I actually read up some stats right before.
Tell me, oh, a prepared queen. Of course you were a straight A student.
Yeah.
Like these like baby.
Yeah, so it's something like over 20% of people live with chronic pain worldwide. 20%, 1 in 5, over 1 in 5.
That's insane.
And it's been climbing ever since the pandemic.
I'm not surprised. The pandemic ignited people's nervous systems,
Yep.
ignited just
I know.
pain blanching into our bodies.
Hmm.
And there's also like a weird, I don't know if you feel this way, but there's a weird stigma around like that's a mechanical injury. It will get better. You should go on pain medication for that because you'll get off of it
Yeah.
versus chronic pain, which has a portion of it inarguably,
Mhm.
is learned in our brain and is embedded neural pathways of learned pain.
Yeah.
But part of it also is just like fucking inflammation
Yeah.
and degeneration in our bodies
Yeah.
that's not going to go away.
Yeah.
Even if you can heal the neuropathway part, the plasticity of chronic pain,
Yeah.
you're not healing the other parts. So
Yeah.
like the idea of I only have to take this for a little bit and then I'll get better was what I was believing, and that I would like
Mhm.
champion my pain, if you will.
Yeah.
And it took me until this year to be like, oh no, I'm now permanently living in chronic pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And like what a lot of people don't realize that like not treating your chronic pain can make it worse
Way worse.
until it like it damages those like those pain receptors and makes them like basically misfire over time.
That's fun. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So that actually happened to me. Yeah. That
Okay,
happened.
tell me the backstory there.
So throughout childhood, like I had been on and off of opioids, which is why
Uh-huh.
part of the reason why I have such a high tolerance.
Makes
And
sense. You probably also have that MTHR gene where you
yeah.
get through it really fast, burn through it.
Well, I don't know if I've been tested for it, but
I would not be, from our conversations, I would not be surprised if you
I know
have that.
I do have a folate deficiency and like B12 deficient, a ton of other random deficiencies that don't really make sense. But
That's cute.
fun. So, anyway, so then when I was in high school and college, my
Yeah.
pain was severe, untreated, and the only time I would get pain management was like while I was recovering from my surgeries. And as soon as I was done with those surgeries, I would just stop those medication because
Yep.
this was around the same time as like the opioid epidemic.
Yep.
And I was like, no, I don't want to end up like those people or
Same.
whatever.
I was so scared.
Yeah. Mind you, around this time, my own orthopedic oncologist would tell me every time I would see him, which was often, he was like, you just need to see pain management. Like, there's nothing else we could give you that's going to treat it as well as opioids. And I was like, no, but the epidemic, like, what if I get addicted? What if, I don't know, I don't want to do that. And he was like, trust me. Like, and he would tell me this like multiple times.
Well, there's a that's what the public sees, and that's what we probably internalize, is that if you take pain meds
Mhm.
for too long, which is like I think 10 days, you're
Yep.
going to be addicted to them. But there
Yep.
is what I've learned, a massive difference between chemically addicted to something and physically dependent on something
Facts.
as a drug addiction. I am 100% chemically addicted to all of my medications.
Right.
If I stopped taking my anxiety med, my depression med, prednisone, I would have insane withdrawals.
Hmm.
Same with pain meds.
Well, it's a physical dependence.
Yes, that's true. I probably used that wrong.
Yeah.
Did I swap them?
Yeah, you did.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, like physical dependence is not the same as being
drug addiction.
addicted to a substance or a medication.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much, it's like, there's so much education about like addiction that while simultaneously leaving out the physical dependence. It's like telling someone, a diabetic, oh, you're addicted to your insulin.
Yes.
Girl, what?
Literally, though.
You would not be saying that to someone who's diabetic.
No.
Like pain is a real disease.
It's not a feeling or a sensation or a mental health crisis. It's a physical disease that deserves to be treated so the patient has relief from it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the difference, honestly, between a drug addiction and physical dependency on medication until I watched it was a TV show about opioids and that epidemic. It was really well done. I wish I could remember the name of it. But I was watching the characters that were hooked and drug addicted to to pain pills, and I was like, oh, they're like craving the high.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero craves around any of my medications. I just know if I don't take it around the time when I'm supposed to take it, I'm fucked.
Yep, quite literally.
And that, I think, like, realizing that difference and seeing it in a TV show was the best thing that I could have done for, like, right-siding my brain on understanding pain management is okay and actually really good for you.
Yeah, that is such a good point. Like, again, I think like a lot of chronic pain patients are afraid of pain management because they haven't been educated about that difference. And
And the providers can sometimes be fucking scary.
yeah. And also like the providers are not helping
No!
at all.
If you're getting drug tested once a month, once every other month, once every 3 months by any doctor, that inevitably is going to make you feel like your doctors don't trust you and that the medication they're giving you is bad.
True. So true. Yeah. You know what they told me? My insurance requires it.
That's so bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. But then when I switched insurances this year, they've only done it like once. Yeah. So maybe it was, I don't know.
Maybe.
It's weird.
I called my doctor out. I was like, "Why are you guys drug testing me every month? It makes me really uncomfortable. I've
Mm.
proven to you for 2 years that I just take my medications as I'm supposed to. What's going on here?" And he was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be getting that every month. I'm sorry."
Oh,
I think that they are just an office that does that. Also, it's like really expensive to run a drug panel every single month.
that is so true. The unseen costs.
The unseen costs and the emotional toll of providers, like I don't know if you've probably dealt with this. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know. Like when you go on vacation and have to get a travel script or anything outside of the ordinary,
Hmm.
they give you such hell at the clinic, at the pharmacy.
Yeah. And like, God forbid you have to go out of state or like you want to go on a vacation. God forbid.
God forbid you want to have a life.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can't pick it up in another state. Okay.
Nope.
And like, you have to time everything perfectly. If not, you're going to be in another state or another country without your pain meds, incapacitated.
Yep. I have to literally the week whenever I book a ticket to go anywhere, I circle 2 weeks before on my calendar, call pain management, check pill count, like to make sure that I don't run out during the trip because I needed a refill somewhere during the trip, scheduled trip time. You have to be so on top of your shit.
Truly. I go on Google and I'm like, what is 30 days after this?
Same.
What is 60 days? What is 90 days or whatever?
It's so stressful. It really makes you feel like you're doing something wrong.
Truly. And then like the pharmacy, I mean, like my doctors are amazing, but my pharmacy recently got a new pharmacist and like she doesn't know me like these other pharmacists. These pharmacists have
Yeah.
been seeing me for like 10 years. They know me. They've seen me go through everything I go through, all the ups and downs. They like love me.
Yes.
This new pharmacist doesn't know anything about me. She just sees a young girl
On pain meds.
on pain meds and
At a dose she doesn't agree with.
right, and obviously assumes the worst of me
Yeah.
and makes it a living hell to be able to get my refills when she's working on those days. And
It's terrible.
yeah, objectively, it's terrible. It makes my life harder. It makes me wonder every month, am I going to be able to access the only things making me functional at any capacity
Mm-hmm.
because of someone who was trained and bought into the stigma rather than believing that a doctor who is licensed, trained, literally knows more about this girl's condition and what she needs to function and thrive.
Yes. It blows my mind. And they also, I found that like newer pharmacists interacting with me will talk to me really, really, honestly, it's like inappropriately rude
No.
about my medications.
Yeah.
Well, why are you on, like, interrogating me? Why are you on these meds? Why are you on this dosing? Blah, blah. I'm like, do you want to have a little hour and a half long chat about my fucking medical history, Nancy?
Literally. And I'm lucky because like I have so I see like I have my main pain management. He prescribes my oral pain meds. Then when he's not available, I see his nurse practitioner. And then for my pain pump, I see a completely other pain management doctor.
Got it.
Yeah, a little complicated, but
Very complicated.
lucky.
I'm sure it's a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah. I'm lucky that I have the nurse practitioner's number because there was an instance where this pharmacist was making my life a living hell and was like about to not even let me. Oh my God, I got a hysterectomy. Girl, I got a hysterectomy
Tell
because
me.
I have like recurring high-grade precancerous cells in my cervix. And
Fuck that. Nope. Get that thing out.
right, and because I have a cancer syndrome, my risk for developing cancer is extremely high. So they just wanted to like yeet it out
Yeet.
before yeet before it spreads and like ends my life. So the gynecology oncologist, it was like a weird cognitive dissonance because all of my doctors and specialists would be like, "Oh, if I was in your shoes, I would get the hysterectomy. And if I was in your shoes, or if it was a family member or child of mine in your shoes, I would tell them to get it with this doctor, this gynecology oncologist. This is tea. This is tea."
Spill, girlfriend,
Oh
spill.
my God. I saw him, and I have no doubt that he is extremely skilled
Mm-hmm.
and very competent. But
And?
solely
And?
based on the fact that I have an intrathecal pain pump, which, mind you, my doctor warned me this could happen, and I'm on oral pain meds to control my severe intractable pain for my severe diseases, this gynecology oncologist did not feel comfortable
Writing you a script?
writing me a script after getting a major organ removed. I had my
Yep.
uterus removed, my cervix removed, and my fallopian tubes. I'm sorry. Do other doctors treat men this way?
No.
Major procedures, an organ removed? I don't think so.
They get a vasectomy and it's like pain meds for 25 days. It's insane.
Insane behavior.
My gynecologist also did this to me when I had my most recent endo surgery. Refused to write a script for pain meds because she was like, "You're on enough." And I was like, "To cover my normal."
Right, and that even hardly even then does that,
Yeah, I'm still writhing in pain at 11 p.m., let's face it, and just like hoping I can fall asleep and write it out.
quite literally.
But when you have additional trauma or an additional flare or something, like, I know breakthrough meds has been deemed like bad in society. It's real.
It's real.
I don't understand why people get confused about that. Like,
Yeah.
if you have the flu, you can also get a broken arm. These things are not mutually exclusive.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah. So then I had to frantically get in touch with one of my pain management doctors, the oral pain management doctor, and be like, explain the situation. He found it outrageous because it is. And mind you, I was reading that not having controlled pain during surgery recovery actually has worse health outcomes.
Way worse. Way worse.
So what the fuck? So anyway, I got lucky because I have a really good pain management doctor who's compassionate and isn't going to gaslight me
Yeah.
and advocates for me. He said he would like reach out to this other doctor. The other doctor left him undelivered. So then eventually my doctor had to send this this
Additional.
post-op script to the pharmacy,
Oh no.
and I got the new pharmacist. Yeah, I got the new pharmacist.
Oh, this is a nightmare. This is actually my nightmare.
Yeah, I was discharged the same day after having my hysterectomy. And I did not get access to my pain meds until like a day or two after.
Samantha, no.
It was
No.
demonic, like horrible, horrible pain.
Oh, that's not okay.
I was here recovering from my motherfucking surgery, major organ removal, and I had to get my nurse practitioner. I was lucky I had her number. I had to get her on the phone with the pharmacist to advocate for me on my behalf. And she was grilling us. She was like, "Oh, why are you on this dose? Why are you getting this extra pain meds? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, when you come back, I'm going to make you count it." But why are you treating me like I'm a crackhead, bro?
Which they're not allowed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had we're never doing this again. I'm like, you are, because my doctor is writing the script. Who knows more than you?
Yeah. Literally. My nurse practitioner was on the phone being like, she just had a hysterectomy and Samantha has a severe disease that
Yes.
causes tumors all over her body. And like, I'm sorry, but like, the level of tumors I have would be like malignant and metastatic in someone else. To
Yes, I agree.
act like I don't need pain management is actually
It
not
it
professional.
should be malpractice. Pain is a very real thing that people experience. And to say, I don't believe you're reporting your pain or you shouldn't be having pain, so I'm going to make a decision based off of how I feel about that,
Right.
should not be allowed. That actually is malpractice, in my opinion.
I agree, like wholeheartedly.
I also don't understand the doctors that are like, all you're going to need is Tylenol and Advil after surgery. It's like,
It's literally
really?
sad. That's literally sad. It's
Your
like,
body's getting fucking cut open. And
like,
once that nerve block goes away, hell.
yeah, I don't even think they did it in a blog, not gonna lie. And what's crazy is like I already at this point I was already taking the max limit of daily Tylenol on top of all
Of
these other
course.
pain modalities.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna like cause liver failure just because you're low key neglecting me.
High key, not low key. I think we have to like, I don't know what or how or whatever. I hope to one day be able to help change the like chronic pain experience because I think it's so sad and abysmal the outcome that these shitty providers or shitty pharmacists then put on a patient who's already suffering.
Truly.
It's like, oh, you're sitting down and in pain. Let me kick you in the face at the same time. Why? Why are we such assholes?
Yeah. So
I don't
true.
get it.
So I really do think like as much as it sucks getting being met with that type of negativity surrounding pain management and stuff, I've seen how online advocacy and in-person advocacy can change these attitudes and the stigma towards disability and
Yep.
just disability in general. So I have hope that in the future it won't be this difficult.
Me too. I think like that's what keeps us going. And I hope more people do it because the more voices there are, there's 1 in 5 living with chronic pain.
Mm-hmm.
We just familiarize the rest of the world with what it's actually like and maybe hopefully inject some empathy into those individuals to realize you should want other people to feel their best.
Yep. And that should not be controversial to say.
The fact that that's controversial to say, I'm like, what fucking dystopian society are we living in where we are wishing people to not feel well?
Legit.
Makes me want to throw up or just punch someone in the throat. That's my new like go-to feeling is I just want to quick kangaroo jack.
Truly. Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice? But I'm pretty anti-violent, so I
Right.
probably won't do that. But in my mind, I will.
In my mind, I will. Physically, no, thank you.
It probably even couldn't, so
Yeah.
I would break
Physically,
something.
right. I would literally break something.
Yes. Well, my dear, we are at the end of our recording, and I want to thank you so much. I know that it's shitty to sit for this long to record these podcasts, so thank you for doing it and pushing through a hard day, which you did not have to do, and I just really appreciate showing up, doing the work that you're doing, sharing who you are, sharing all the different sides of chronic illness and disability. You are a fucking force to be reckoned with. And I'm stoked to know you. I feel very honored to know you and to be in your circle.
Aw, likewise.
Loves you.
Love you.
Okay, so the way I wrap the show is called the One Brain Cell segment, and it is the part of the show where people can find little tips or recos on what to consume socially or TV or movie-wise during those days where we have to be totally horizontal, or during days where crippling pain can only be met with sleep or distraction. So, do you have a One Brain Cell show? And if not, I will trade you one for you to have.
I was about to mention this audiobook I've been listening to, but that is definitely
Yes.
more than a one brain cell activity.
That's
So
okay.
yeah.
You can spill that one.
Okay. I've been listening to this book called Chasing My Cure by Dr. David Feigenbaum.
Ooh. Okay. Tell me more.
Okay, so Dr. David Feigenbaum has this really, really rare autoinflammatory disease that like was causing multi-organ failure. And he was like legit dying. And at the time there were no treatments, no known treatments, no known cures, nothing.
Okay.
And he
terrible.
Right. And he was like a med student. So then he started like doing experiments on himself and found an old medication that he repurposed for his really rare disease, and it ended up like putting him in remission for 13 plus years or something like that.
Oh.
And yeah, and he's like thriving now, and he's a doctor, and he's helping repurpose other medications, like old medications, for like rare diseases. And his story gave me a lot of hope as someone who's like similarly on my own journey of finding another like obscure chemo, because his was like a chemo treatment.
Yeah.
Like some obscure gene targeted treatment for leukemia that like just end up working for my genetic pathway as someone with Maffucci syndrome. So I'm like, he gives me a lot of hope, and like I just find it so cool that there's like researchers in the world that like are advocating for rare diseases and repurposing treatments that are out there.
100%. The days where I start to lose hope, my dad always reminds me there's someone in a biochem class right now. There's someone in med school right now that's going to figure out something in the next 5 to 10 years that will change your life. And you have to hold on to that. And that's why like I also am such like a champion for med students, because that's our future.
Yeah, no. Also, speaking of, that just reminded me, I recently read that they started doing CAR T cell therapy on people with autoimmunity.
I know. I'm trying to get into a trial.
Oh my God, do it.
I'm trying, but
yeah.
The hard part with trials is like you have to have the exact criteria, and because I have a smorgasbord of autoimmune conditions,
yeah,
they're like, she'll fuck up our results.
Yeah, I feel you.
So if there's any crazy doctors listening, take me on, please. If you don't follow Samantha, follow her at A Disabled Icon on socials. She also makes really fucking cool clothes.
Thank you.
I'm going to bribe you to trade me. I'll trade you my merch for your cool ass shirts.
Oh, I would like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Hers are way cooler than mine. Just PSA. They're like handmade by her and so perfectly funny.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, my dear, thank you for joining me again. This is such a treat, and I'm really glad that, like, selfishly, that I have somebody that I can talk so honestly about chronic pain and our experiences, and I'm really glad that the podcast audience can hopefully feel like they're in the room with us, nodding along, and know you're not alone in these feelings or sentiments or experiences. And if you need a little hype up squad to just go and bite the bullet and start pain management, we got you.
Yes.
Yes, go do it. Go get your relief.
Yes.
All right, my dear. I love you.
Love you. Ciao.
And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me for another week of Calling in Sick. As a reminder, I would love for y'all to like, follow, subscribe, save, share with a friend, do all of the things. It truly, truly helps grow this community, and it helps these episodes reach the people that need them the most, whether that's for an educational piece, to have a little laugh, or to not feel so alone. As a reminder, Calling in Sick sits on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify, and anywhere else where you can find your listens. From the bottom of my heart, I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for calling in sick with me every Monday. It's been an honor and a pleasure so far, and I can't wait to continue building this community with y'all. Love you.